Alright, so I'm currently trying to platinum every single type of EA game that there is out there, and if I can't do it before the channel hits 1 million subscribers, then my punishment is I have to platinum Fortnite, one of the longest, hardest, and most grindy games of all time. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Before the video starts, I just wanted to give a warning for those that suffer from epilepsy. I would suggest not watching this game today, or maybe putting on sunglasses. I have no clue how epilepsy works, I'm gonna be honest, but you're cooked. So today I chose to platinum the most unknown and, in conclusion, worst game within the EA Challenge list. Sea of Solitude. Not even Battlefield 2042 can beat this one. A game about some girl who has problems in her life. Oh my god, everybody does! What do you mean? But you follow her throughout the story, solving them while battling big monsters and stuff. It's kind of like a horror game, but not really. However, I barely got to play it or experience the game because this is what it looks like when you play it on the PS5. Yeah, it actually did tell me that this might happen, but they usually lie when that comes up. This was not the case today.
Oh my god!
Overall, though, Sea of Solitude contains 23 trophies, including the Platinum Trophy. It took me only about 4 hours to finish. It's not hard, but this visual bug made it one of the most horrible experiences I've ever had playing a video game. So starting off, the game's intro begins, and you can already tell that something is awry. Yeah, the textures are bugging like crazy, and I'm going to try my best to not constantly say that today because I think that everybody can see that. Also, let's do a challenge. Watch this entire video without stopping. Like, seriously, your eyes are going to bleed. Mine were almost out of my head when I finished today. But this girl narrates saying how her life is torn apart and blah 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 blah. Eventually you gain control, at least I think you do. I have no clue what's happening considering we are in a completely dark ocean, I think. I mean, shit, we could be in a big pool and I wouldn't know with how little is seen in the scenery due to its visual bugs. How this game was published by EA and has these issues blows my socks off clean and ready to be licked. But you're supposed to drive over to this light source and there's some little girl here full of light. She then touches us and I think this was supposed to be a big reveal, but it just doesn't have the same effect with our circumstances at hand right now. Also, for some more lore, if you care, there is 2 collectibles to get as you play, birds and bottles. Thanks to PS5 trophies for that guide, by the way. But the first trophy I got was called Fired, from firing the first flare. Flares are used in this game to light up the area, of course, but also on enemies here and there, objective leaders, overall anything, and they also got a few trophies to them. But the story then has you just follow this girl through a city full of water, at least I think it's a city. And my main way of even knowing where the fuck I was attempting to go was by looking at the water and seeing where it didn't have anything cluttering it, which signified to me that there was a path in front of me. And I would use this strategy a lot along with trying to get as much of a glimpse as possible when the assault on my eyes was occurring. But speaking of assaults, this poor little girl flies off the screen and then we hear a cry off in the distance. Must have met up with a Roblox developer or something like that. Anyways, the game then gets dark and the first monster of the day shows up called the whale. I've seen Lizzo look more like a whale than this creation, but alright then. And this whale won't kill you at any point if you're in the boat. Kind of seems a little bit cheap, but hey, the developers of this game forgot to throw in solid visuals for it, so we can't expect much. I also did take this as my chance, however, to farm a quick trophy from sending up 30 flares, which is actually natural as you play, but I just did it right now to get it out of the way with because I can. And here it is once I sent away 30 of them. Unfortunately for us though, you do have to get out of the boat and go into the city, and I say this because, I mean, look at the screen. I legit have almost zero clue what's even happening, and I'm expected to grab 70 collectibles and do the story missions while this is occurring. Shout out to the parkour tower, by the way, my 14th reason why. But I managed to crawl my way towards the objective, and all you had to do was cleanse this dark, tentacle-esque ball of light thing. I don't really know what's happening. But once you do, a trophy pops from connecting for the first time with our inner light. So poetic. I also found my first bottle collectible right next to that, which was another trophy, and here's that trophy pop as well. A few steps away, then reached the first clear parkour in the game. Yes, I say first because this game has a lot of parkour in it. Real convenient when you can't see where you're supposed to jump 89.5% of the time. But I took this as my chance to also farm out another trophy, being the trophy called Human Bait from getting eaten 20 times by the whale. So I just let this big black bitch eat me up 20 times like a starving wild animal, or Lizzo. Fuck that bitch, I hate her. But here's that trophy pop once I did die 20 times by the inside chemicals of the whale's stomach. My next trophy was then from shooing off my first seagull, which is the bird collectible that I mentioned, and here's that trophy pop. But then you just kind of continue on wandering about. This game's story is very odd and not super in-depth for the most part, especially not with the gameplay because it just adds barely anything to the story. And seeing as what my gameplay looks like, yeah, it's great. It's a great time today. But eventually we did make it all bright and nice again. This would have been my world if Sydney Sweeney ever answered my DM from a year ago, on God. But I ended up having to jump off this tower to get down to the highly valuable Whippington 450, and after doing so I got a trophy called Deep Dive from, well, diving into water off a high point, and here it is. The story kept on moving forwards, or at least I think it was. I again have no idea what's happening, and yes, that's due to me literally playing an invisible game. This is the first time out of over 270 platinum trophies that that I have achieved where I am basically playing the game blind. Like I cannot at all see what's happening. But I did get another trophy after I reached this new character in the roster of underdeveloped assets, being a ball of glowing light, in which our retarded protagonist called Glowy. I love the creativity. It really resembles the effort that this quote-unquote development team did for this game. But then you get a trophy called Moses after the ball of light spreads the water faster than your mother spread her legs in college. And then we did go back to the dark side. This is a trend if you can't already pick it up. You go from light to dark to light to dark to light to dark to light to dark. Okay, sorry. I need to hit my word limit for this video since I can't explain the story due to me not being able to play the game at all. Anyways, you eventually reach a new monster that wants to pick us up, digest us, and then shit us out later on, being called the Water Hands, which is this overwhelming force of hands in the ocean whenever the light isn't on them that just grab you and pull you down forever. I again just farmed this out because I want the trophy and I want it now. Zero patience from Its Ilusion. A little ways after that trophy, you also reach a school, and this is the same school that our protagonist's little brother went to, I guess. Would have been great if I could have ever seen it to form a thought in my mind as to what this so-called school looks like. But this is when things got kind of hard because real enemies were learning to kill you, and you had to dodge them with parkour, using the flare, running away, basically anything. But with my limited knowledge of what the fuck kind of room I was in, I had zero clue where half the doors were at, where to jump, what to use my flares on. Literally everything you need to not die and succeed, I had lost without being able to see. I was truly playing this game blind. I actually might have done better just looking completely behind me while I played and never at the screen to begin with. My eyes definitely would have felt a lot better right now, that's for sure. But the worst part of this was the very ending because it was in a pitch black room and everything just meshed together. I don't have a clue where I was jumping and what was happening. It was a damn shit show. I've actually had more luck falling down the stairs in the middle of the night because I actually ended up at my requested destination. But hey, I stumbled out of this damn school eventually and I got a trophy from doing so. At least it wasn't for nothing. Anyways, and then just kept on playing this retarded and stupid ass game. Eventually I got a trophy called Run Away from Traveling Far by Foot, which is just a cumulative trophy about going a far distance, so that's cool. I also got one called Sailor after that from doing the same but with a boat, as you can imagine. And my next trophy was actually from finishing the first level of the game, which was relating to Sunny, her little brother, and it kind of just ended with a massive fight in a gym, I think. Again, it was pitch black dark and everything blended together, so I was very lost as to what was happening. The only redeemable thing about this game so far is that at least enemies stay in solid view, so I'm not legitimately just fighting invisible creations. And if they were also invisible, we would have been at a lost cause today. After winning the fight, however, the trophy pops and let's move on. The game then took us to the most annoying part of it, the skyscraper. You have to climb this entire tower by doing parkour, and yes, it's all invisible. I'm done. I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'll see you guys at 1,000,000 subs, and make sure to watch the Fortnite stream. Peace out. Nope, I'm just kidding, but I kind of wish I wasn't. This shit was complete ass, and after doing it and falling like 40 times, I actually am very proud of myself. Never done invisible parkour before, and that's a feat on its own. But I actually got a trophy doing it from intentionally falling off after you reach this couch, because it respawns you on the couch, and I guess that's why it's a trophy. There also was a trophy from just reaching the top of it in general, so here's that afterwards. But anyways, the game story begins to talk about this chick's parents who hate each other, shout out to divorces, and that's kind of the entire game's length, just talking about that. There was also another level relating to her boyfriend, but it was super fucking cringe, I'm not gonna lie. We get it, bro. This girl has issues. Literally no different than 90% of other people's lives, including mine, and probably you watching this. But here's the trophy from finding all the bottles, which I got next, and I'm not gonna lie, this invisible shit was ass. It made the game unplayable, but it did allow me to see collectibles through walls most of the time, so that's cool, I guess, and here's that trophy. I then just finished levels 2 and 3. I can't explain them anymore. I'm gonna get fucking epilepsy, so here are those popping. And that also led us to the ending of the game, which finished off with us kind of just walking around, at least I think. Everything in this game was still invisible, so I genuinely am just at a loss. But hey, I did it somehow, and here's that trophy. There was then a final little area which showed the credits of all the retards that made this game, and the last bird collectible is also here on a dock at the end of it. So I just ran there, found it somehow, and I got the last collectible and finished the collectibles of this game. I did still have 2 more trophies, but they were just from swimming around. The first one was from swimming a great distance around danger, which I did by just swimming next to the whale in an area where the thing was stuck behind a wall separate from us. So easy farming here is that. And then I just swam around in general, which took me like 20 minutes to get enough for this trophy. Very misleading from the Power Picks guide stating it would only take about 3 minutes. I feel robbed, Power Picks, and I'm heartbroken, honestly. But here's that trophy eventually, and the platinum trophy pop on this Pooping Sun senior game. I genuinely don't know what this game was. Like, I'm not lying. I don't even know what I just played, and I doubt anyone is gonna watch this video. If you did, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said it. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.